I am going to show you how to remove the nails once it's time. I've had mine on for about 3 weeks now and it's long overdue. You can see, I don't know if you can see if it's focusing, the cuticle is pretty outgrown, so it's time. The nail's longer than my fingertip. I usually like to have the nail no longer than the fingertip itself. It's just a comfort thing. So now that it's extended so much past my fingertip, I can just feel it and it bugs me. And on top of that, it's time. I like to remove the nails after 2 weeks just to ensure a good bond, to make sure that it's not just gonna fall off on you. Within that 2-week period is when the glue is the strongest. So the things that I use, I have acetone. I have my little glass jar with a closable lid so that the acetone doesn't evaporate, Q-tip, and then I have an acrylic nail that I've cut into like a little wedge, because you're going to use the acrylic nail to wedge into the back of the gold nail so that you can slowly work the acetone in. So first thing, I'm going to take a paper towel, dip the Q-tip into the acetone and just feed it into the back of the nail. And it's going to have a capillary action, so it's going to just seep into every little opening that's in the nail. So you just let it kind of sit there for a second. I'm going to take the acrylic nail and just kind of start to poke it in a little. This helps open up the gap so that you can put more acetone in it. I dipped it, applying more acetone, and you just kind of let it sit. You want to go slow, you don't want to force it. If you get impatient and you really start wedging the nail off and forcing it before the glue is dissolved, you're going to peel layers of your natural nail, and that's no good. So in order to retain a nice healthy nail, just go slow. It's not going to take very long. Little by little, I'm pushing that acrylic nail into the nail bed, and as I pull out, it's actually pulling glue out with it. So you clean the glue off, get more acetone, apply it, let it sit. Sometimes I'll just give it like a little squeeze, and it kind of suctions the acetone into the nail. But that's it. You just do this for a little while, let the acetone do its work, wedge that little acrylic nail into the gap, and as you pull it out, it's going to pull glue out, which is going to help speed up the process. And just keep applying acetone. Patience is your best friend here. Let it sit for a second. Clean off the excess. Push that acrylic nail in again. And I don't know if you can see, as I'm pulling it out, you can see the little strands of glue. Maybe, I don't know. But I can see strands of glue being pulled out from under the nail. So the acetone, it's doing its job. It's dissolving the glue. It's gonna make for a safe removal. And if you have very brittle nails, just be extra patient, be extra careful, because you don't want any pulling from the glue. You want that acetone to fully dissolve the glue before you even start pulling on the nail. So I removed my index finger earlier, and that went a lot faster. Just because day-to-day bumps on the nail, like the shock from hitting stuff, kind of help release the bond of the glue. So if you're knocking into things a lot, be careful, because that will make your nail prone to falling off. So little by little, removing that glue. And we'll just go nice and slow. Do a little squeeze. Get that acetone in there. Apply some more. I'm just pushing that acrylic nail in a little bit more, and I'm not forcing it. If it hits a point where it stops, I'm not shoving it in there. I'm just letting it enter naturally, because if you really start pushing it in, you could wedge the nail off quickly, but again, you risk peeling your natural nail. Because this glue, if you do it correctly, if when you apply it, you clean your nail and the gold nail with acetone, make sure there's no oils, this is gonna hold very strong. And see, it's starting to really push in, so the glue's working. But again, I want to be very careful. I've been wearing these nails for like 9 years now. Not these specific ones, but I've been wearing my gold and silver nails for 9 years. And I've only ever peeled my nail, peeled a layer of the nail off twice maybe. And that was only because I was rushing. I was impatient. But see, it's starting to lift, and it's off. So just like that. There's gonna be a lot of glue on the underside, so just drop it in the jar, let it soak for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. The acetone's not gonna affect the gold or the silver. I sometimes forget my nails in the little acetone jar for like 2 days at a time, and I've never had an issue with corrosion or anything of that nature. So now you clean off all the excess glue. I took this one off earlier, but all the glue's cleaned off. Now I can clip my nail, and then once I repolish the gold, I just glue it back on, and I'm good for another 2 weeks. And then I just repeat the process over again. And you just do that over and over and over, and as long as you don't lose the nail, you will have it for years and years and years. The nail will outlive you. But that's it. Removing the nail with acetone and a Q-tip.